Watch out, buddy. Don't charge at me, buddy.
You wanted to be part of some of the largest fights. For me, at that time, it was Mike Tyson.
In the latest installment of Netflix's exclusive Fight Week Countdown series, viewers were given an inside look at Mike Tyson's analysis as he watched footage of Jake Paul's previous boxing matches. In this rare behind-the-scenes moment, Tyson shared candid observations on Paul's strengths, weaknesses, and overall boxing style. The episode added new layers to the intense rivalry and anticipation building up to their fight, revealing Tyson's strategic mindset and his readiness to confront a unique opponent, Paul. Sitting in front of the screen, Tyson watched Paul's knockout victories with a focused intensity. Commenting on Paul's punching power, Tyson acknowledged that Jake got power, no question about it, and he can take someone down with one good hit. But he quickly followed this with an insightful critique, pointing out what he considers a flaw in Paul's approach. Tyson said that Jake is predictable. You can see his patterns if you know what to look for.
For sure, I think it's 50-50, you know? I truly believe that there's a lot of people who, you know, see me as an arrogant ass. I can be sometimes, but I'm just having fun and entertaining the world.
This observation highlights Tyson's experience and his ability to spot nuances in his opponent's style that may not be obvious to the casual viewer. Tyson went on to emphasize that experience plays a major role in high-stakes fights like this, and he believes that his ability to adapt mid-fight gives him an edge over Paul. As the episode progressed, Tyson was shown pausing and rewinding certain moments in Paul's fights, particularly those that expose lapses in footwork and defensive positioning. He leaves himself open sometimes, Tyson believes, further adding that if he sees an opening like that, and it's over.
I've been doing this for years. Teenagers, so it's just a form of anticipation.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And that's what you do.
Tyson's focus on Paul's footwork and defensive gaps underscores his intent to capitalize on Paul's inexperience in the ring. By meticulously analyzing these weaknesses, Tyson appears to be preparing a strategy that involves exploiting Paul's lack of defensive finesse, a stark contrast to his own years of ring craft. Reflecting on Paul's youth and confidence, Tyson shared a rare introspective moment about his own career, recalling his rise to fame in his early 20s. Tyson said that he was his age once, had that same fire and confidence. But there's a difference when you're up against someone who's been in that ring more times than he can count. This reflection added a humanizing angle to the episode, reminding viewers of Tyson's journey from a young prodigy to a seasoned legend. His words suggested a mix of respect and realism, recognizing Paul's ambition, but underscoring the wisdom that comes from decades of experience. After watching several of Paul's recent fights, Tyson offered a glimpse into his own game plan. Tyson said that he can tell Jake is not used to longer rounds. He starts strong, but we can see he fades a bit in later rounds. This insight suggests Tyson may plan to wear Paul down, leveraging his own seasoned stamina and opting for counterpunches that could exploit Paul's fading endurance over time. Moreover, Tyson hinted that he's been training to use...
Hey, it's 1728, but I got the perfect phone grip that doesn't suck. This is Snap for Lunch. See that? That's 60-61.
Use counterpunching as his primary weapon against Paul, aiming to make the younger fighter miss big and capitalize on those moments. It's a strategy that could make the fight a test of endurance, potentially pushing Paul into unfamiliar territory if it goes the distance. Tyson's camp, including trainers and close advisors, joined him during part of the Netflix special, providing additional perspectives on Paul's style and potential vulnerabilities. Tyson's head trainer commented that they are not underestimating Paul. He's young and he's got energy, but they are working with a master there. Tyson knows the ring like no one else. This camaraderie and confidence among his team added to the aura of a fighter who isn't just preparing physically, but mentally dissecting every element of his opponent's game. Later on, Tyson turned to the camera with a serious look, issuing a closing message to his opponent. This simple statement carried the weight of his experience, as Tyson made it clear that he has studied Paul and crafted a strategy tailored to countering every one of his moves. Tyson's level-headed confidence added to the excitement, as fans got a clear view of the mental preparation behind his intimidating exterior.
Stupid shit up.
Tensions between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson hit a boiling point as the fighters squared off during an event in the lead-up to their highly anticipated bout. The confrontation set an intense tone for what's expected to be one of the year's most thrilling boxing showdowns. Amid the eager gaze of fans and media, the event turned into a verbal showdown with Paul and Tyson firing off sharp exchanges and tense stares, each one stoking the intense buildup to their impending fight. Jake Paul, exuding his signature swagger, strode onto the stage and didn't hesitate to confront Tyson directly. With his bold personality and unrestrained style, Paul pointed at Tyson and declared that the spotlight now belonged to him. Jake also tweeted, "Official rules for Paul versus Tyson. Someone is getting knocked the end." Paul's words sparked the tone for a high-stakes showdown, his confidence clearly aimed at unbalancing the veteran champion. He emphasized his rigorous training, youthful energy, and athletic prowess as the pillars of his anticipated victory. His remarks, dripping with his trademark bravado, hinted that he's counting on his endurance and physical edge to tip the scales in his favor. Unlike Paul's fiery demeanor, Tyson exuded a calm yet intense presence during the confrontation. With his signature stoic gaze, he let Paul take the spotlight before answering with a few deliberate words that carried undeniable weight. Though concise, his response was sharp, subtly reminding everyone that, regardless of Paul's bravado, Tyson's decades of ring experience provide him with a mental and physical advantage that's impossible to overlook.
It never goes away, man.
You're gonna keep your fight again at age 57.
Hey, listen, it was written.
As Paul kept pushing Tyson with remarks about his age and time away from ring, Tyson's composure never wavered. Rather than responding in kind, he let his formidable reputation and aura do the talking. Observers couldn't help but notice that Tyson's silent, unshakable confidence seemed to unsettle Paul, who occasionally faltered under Tyson's steady, wordless gaze. Jake Paul continues to shake up the fight promotion scene, and his latest stunt has fans puzzled. Heading into the ring as the bookmaker's favorite, Paul, at just 27, holds a significant age advantage. He's more than 3 decades younger than his opponent. With only 6 days left until the much-anticipated and divisive showdown, Paul took to social media to drop a bizarre AI-generated video, adding an unexpected twist to the build-up. Prior to a scene where AI edits give the impression that Paul and Tyson are kissing, the clip features Paul and Tyson in a number of scenarios when they have been spotted together. The words, "They want me to hate you, but I love you, Daddy," flash across the screen, leaving most fans in the comments wondering what on earth they had just witnessed. "When you know," Paul wrote alongside the video, which quickly garnered thousands of likes. Paul has claimed victory in 10 of his initial 11 boxing bouts, with his only defeat thus far coming by a close split decision to Tommy Fury last year. Originally scheduled for July, his anticipated showdown with Tyson was postponed due to an injury. In the meantime, Paul stepped into the ring in July, where he successfully bested former UFC star Mike Perry after Tyson was ruled out of the fight.
And I do think that the older generation wants people to see Mike knock me out, but at the end of the day, I also have the kids, the middle schoolers, the high schoolers, the college students rooting for me and want to see me and Mike.
In a recent Netflix docu-series, the YouTuber revealed he felt lost at 21, expressing deep gratitude for how boxing became the wake-up call he desperately needed. The sport compelled him to sober up, offering an outlet to redirect his energy and find a renewed sense of purpose and focus. Paul went on to add, "Los Angeles is this fast-paced lifestyle. I was lost in it as any 21 or 22-year-old with tens of millions of dollars in fame would be. It wasn't until boxing, when I physically had to fight someone else, that I had to be sober and I had to focus, that I felt better. It was like this giant wake-up call that boxing provided me." Logan Paul, who once went toe-to-toe with Floyd Mayweather, believes that Mike Tyson, now well past his prime, will find the fight daunting. Tyson, the legendary former heavyweight, last competed professionally in 2005 and only returned to the ring for an exhibition bout 4 years ago. Following months of anticipation, delays, and a brief change in opponent, Fight Week has arrived for the much-awaited clash between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Both fighters have touched down in Dallas, preparing for the showdown, which will be broadcast live on Netflix. Jake said, "I am just thankful that I didn't die. It was pretty crazy. I kind of found my old self that had been stripped away from me in Hollywood. That's when I started to realize, oh shit, I've caught the boxing bug. I was like, this is all I am going to do." During his bulking phase, Jake Paul taunted Tyson by donning a fat suit and even imitating his signature tattoos. At a career low, Paul's weight fell under 184 pounds, with his eyes set on dropping to 175 pounds in anticipation of a potential matchup against Canelo Alvarez. He needed the towel to reach the cruiserweight limit of 199 pounds for Perry, and since then, he's gradually moved up through the weight divisions, now now with a is said to be weighing in at approximately 230 pounds as he readies for his heavyweight debut. Logan, following his brother's lead, shared a video proudly showcasing his own dad bod after becoming a father earlier this year. With a noticeable belly and fast food wrappers strewn across the floor, he fully embraced the reality of fatherhood with humor and genuine authenticity. But his message was not a joke, telling Tyson, "Let's go Jake, Mike Tyson, you don't even know. You messing with the balls, bruh? Let's go Jake, first round knockout, yeet." In an additional story post, he added, "Mike Tyson, you are cooked." Mike Tyson recently stirred up a flurry of reactions worldwide with some provocative remarks about his upcoming boxing match against Jake Paul. While excitement is building among fans eager to see the clash unfold.
Those fake ads really drive you mad, huh? The game looks so fun in the ads, but when you download it, it's a totally different game. That's great.
Others are more cautious, questioning the legitimacy of Tyson's claims. Sports analyst Wade Clemens sparked further conversation by sharing a video on X, capturing Tyson's response to an in-ring interview with MMA reporter Ariel Helwani. Following Paul's victory over former UFC fighter Mike Perry, the interview was conducted. In the footage, the 27-year-old boxer not only recognized the legendary Tyson, but also sent a sharp warning saying, "There is a fundamental difference between Jake and me. He is a manufactured killer. Televisions and the papers made him look like a killer. He's manufactured. I am a natural-born killer. That's the difference." Iron Mike revealed that the main difference between him and Paul is their personas. Although his opponent's image is completely manufactured, his is genuine and organic. Tyson's taunt is ineffective because Paul keeps making money while laughing uncontrollably, even though he has built a successful boxing career by defeating opponents who aren't your usual fighters. Although the exact figure Netflix is offering for the global broadcast rights of the fight is still unconfirmed, Paul has stated that he expects to earn $40 million, considering that his most significant wins have come against former UFC champions who were well past their prime when they stepped into the boxing ring. It's evident that Paul has designed the setup to work in his favor.
People were out there saying we think Mike's too old for this fight. Tell him what you think about that.
If you think I'm too old for this fight, you need to come tell me in my face.
Whoa.
I love you, Mike. And I'm very nervous for you. And I care about my brother. And I know the path he's on right now. And it's ruthless. You gotta take him serious, Mike.
I take him extremely serious. These people don't take him serious. This is what I learned through my 58 years of experience. Anyone's capable of killing you. So you should be apprehensive for enemies.
Mike Tyson has made it clear that financial gain will not be the motivation behind his upcoming bout with Jake Paul. At 58 years old, Tyson emphasizes that he isn't stepping back into the ring due to a need for money. His primary source of income now comes from the cannabis industry, not boxing. For the legendary Iron Mike, the true appeal of the fight lies in the excitement and challenge of facing Jake Paul, not the potential payday. "I could be waiting on a check every day of cannabis," he said in September, while commentating at a Cage Wars MMA event. He added, "That's bull for me. I'm a man. I want to go out there and I want to expose myself to risk. Sometimes, I want to see who I really am. I want to see what I'm really made out of. I want to perform in front of the world. To me, that's all I ever knew how to do since I was 14. This fight is not going to change my life financially. This is just what I want to do." Tyson has acknowledged that his health is still not ideal. His words, "It's hard to walk right now," he added, "but 2 months from now I'm going to be perfect. The fight is won in the gym. Listen, I'll do anything that will help me. I'm going to enjoy my time here tonight with all my childhood friends and the hell with Jake." Since the fight was announced, Paul has faced intense backlash. The 27-year-old has firmly denied claims that their matchup was driven mainly by financial gain. He explained, "Making history. This is what it's all about for me, man. I'm a kid from Ohio. They'll never give me credit. That's the way it is." On the other hand, Conor McGregor told Mike Tyson that the event was his to handle, making it clear he had no investment in it. He noted that the fighters were using 14-ounce gloves and that the rounds lasted only 2 minutes, sarcastically asking who would even bother watching. The former UFC champion, a 2-time title holder, also expressed hope that Mike would give the little fool a harsh lesson, adding that the fighter was irrelevant to the public. Conor then questioned how such a spectacle had even ended up at Dallas Stadium. McGregor wrapped up by noting that Tyson had recently experienced a health scare, sharing a memory of something that occurred during a flight. Still, he reassured Tyson, saying he looked fantastic now and urged him to keep pushing forward, offering sincere praise for his impressive recovery.
Thoughts on Tyson, Jake Paul? I actually have Mike Tyson's marijuana. I'm going to show love to Mike Tyson. Give us in the Mike Tyson Kush. This is Mike Tyson Kush, yeah, straight from his farm. We had someone go out and grab it for us, yeah? Mike Tyson, this is your stuff. Don't give a bollocks. Now wearing 14-ounce gloves, it's 2-minute rounds, is it? Is it 2-minute rounds? Who gives a bollocks? I hope Mike rattles the little dope. No one gives a f***. How was that even in the air? in Dallas Stadium.
In November 2020, over 1.6 million fans shelled out to witness a time. However old he is, his timing ain't the same. So it's quicker for him to get it over with fast, rather than wait a long time. He added, if Jake gets in and gets his rhythm, then he can get the momentum and be problematic for Mike down the line. But if Mike goes out there and says, you know what, I'm just going to go balls to the wall to get it over with, then that's the best thing he can do. If you let Jake get comfortable, he's going to become dangerous. If Mike is telling the truth, it's going to be tough for Jake. But we don't know if Mike is telling the truth with a loud drum roll, the snap of a glove against a pad, and a characteristic Brooklyn accent. The trailer for Netflix's latest high-budget production opens. He's a manufactured killer, says Mike Tyson, with almost cartoon relish. Tyson added, I am a natural-born killer. Then, on TV, is the influencer Jake Paul, whom he will face early on Saturday morning, UK time. Paul, who made his fortune filming pranks like I Sunk My Friend's Car and surprised him with a new one before making the far more profitable switch to boxing, believes that we're going to war. He added, and he's getting knocked out. As the two fighters prepare for an 8-round showdown, each set to earn over $20 million, an air of uncertainty looms over the Texas arena. Is this merely a grotesque spectacle, or does it hint at a larger shift in the landscape? Perhaps the most fascinating question remains. Why is Netflix investing millions into this blend of boxing's classic traditions and its YouTube-driven evolution? This, despite most in the sport viewing it as a misguided endeavor. Boxing's unease is eloquently portrayed by Barry McGuigan, who was at the height of his fame 40 years ago. I'm 63 and Tyson's only 5 years behind me, he tells The Observer. He added, so the idea of him boxing any guy, even if he's only ordinary, is just so wrong at that age. You are your reputation. That's what people remember. And I remember Mike Tyson as a wrecking machine. He really was one of the most dangerous heavyweights that ever laced on gloves. There's no doubt about that. And I don't want people to say in 20 years' time, oh, that's that guy that had that sham of a fight with that YouTube.
Here's a simple trading strategy where you trade the same asset every day at the same time. You can use it to achieve trading success without worrying one bad trade.
Paul receives generosity from McGuigan, who says he can obviously box a bit. For him, however, that only increases the dangers. He added, a 58-year-old man shouldn't be fighting. He just shouldn't. At that age, your punch resistance invariably disappears. And while we see all these clips of Tyson doing the pads, that's not real. What's real is sparring against good quality opposition and seeing how you look then. You can be sure he's not doing that given his age. A very different perspective is offered by Adam Kelly, president of media at the global sports marketing company IMG. Kelly accepts there are doubters, but predicts that Tyson v. Paul has the potential to break some of the all-time best ratings and be one of the most viewed boxing matches of all time. Those comments carry significant weight, especially in light of Kelly's pivotal role in the game-changing 2017 Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor event. That pay-per-view spectacle not only captured global attention, but also paved the way for future crossover fights. Today, Kelly remains a key figure in the evolution of sports, regularly collaborating with major sports entities, media powerhouses such as Netflix, and industry trailblazers to shape the next chapter of athletics. For Kelly, this confrontation signals the next chapter in the transformation of how we engage with sports. The first revolution reshaped viewing through broadcast TV and advertising, followed by the second wave fueled by pay TV subscriptions. Now, the third era is being propelled by streaming titans such as Netflix, Amazon, Apple, and Google, with YouTube at the forefront. He said, sport is a major part of the attention economy, and these guys are the most effective in turning attention into earnings. So, what they'll be able to do better than the existing players is monetize audiences each and every time they watch. The Tyson versus Paul fight kicks off Netflix's entry into live sports, setting the stage for its upcoming NFL Christmas Day broadcasts, WWE events next year, and potentially more live sports offerings down the line. However, the real question is how platforms like Netflix and Amazon will compete with Sky's monthly subscription model and the hefty price tags attached to pay-per-view events. Kelly said, I think one of the challenges sport faces is direct monetization of fans is kind of tapped out, to use an MMA expression. But in the attention economy, of which sport is a key part, there are lots of other ways in which engagement and audience can convert into earnings for companies. A significant number in the boxing world continue to